Yo, family, what it pop? What it happen, man? How are people doing? As for myself, I have been really tapping into a few different hobbies. I'm cooking a lot, I'm writing more, and I'm exploring how those skills and those passions can complement some of my work in design. So that's what we're exploring, and we're being open minded, right? We're being open minded to the possibilities because I'm not really clear on where we're headed. But it's a gamble that I think is worth taking. And it's almost related to what I want to talk about today, which is investing, right? Investing is a foundational aspect of my life. And I think that this is something that's culturally relevant. It's culturally relevant because I've been seeing a ton of different posts on LinkedIn from seasoned professionals and people who are graduating college finding it difficult to find a job. It is extremely hard right now to find a job in tech, and I think that there's a lot of malaise across the industry. I don't even think, at least personally, that a lot of folks who are graduating with design degrees or software engineering degrees, I don't even think that they're as excited about entering the industry as they once were. I'm just being honest because it is so damn hard, and it is so unstable, right? So that's what makes it even more important to know about some of the things that I want to talk about today. This is something that I wish that I knew when I graduated college. It's something that I wish my mom knew, right? And I'm not going to dive deep into each of these different things, but I want to share with you my philosophy about making money and how I think about different economies, not just the global economy, but different economies that you could tap into depending on your situation in helping you create progress in your finances. You know, and I think that this is important for a variety of different reasons. But I came across a post on LinkedIn earlier this week that got me a little bit emotional. It was a post that was created from a single mother who showed a picture of herself and her young daughter, who is about 3 months old. And she mentioned in the post that she's been applying to jobs while at the same time nursing her daughter. And she's doing this from morning till the evening when she goes to sleep. And the post was a cry out for help because she felt frustrated that she wasn't even getting an interview. Right. And it took me back to when my mother raised me, right, as a single mother working two jobs. And there were so many times that I wish that she knew about investing, right? I wish that she knew about investing because we would have been able to spend more time together. We would have been able to have more experiences together, right? Running my business, I knew that there would be a time when shit would slow down, which it has. I knew that there would be a time where I'm gonna question how the hell do I make money now, right? I knew that that moment would come, and I've been preparing for that moment for the last several years, and it's here, right? It's here. But what I'm noticing is that even though I'm not working for my income, I'm still making money in different ways, right? I'm not necessarily working a job, but I'm still increasing my net worth, right? Which doesn't put me at ease, but it does allow me to think and not hop into the next thing because I need to survive in the moment, right? I'm not just I'm not just scrambling, right? I can be calculated and meticulous about how I think about different opportunities in my life because my money is still working for me, right? So I want to dive into are five different philosophies and five different economies when it comes to money that you could tap into, right? So let me run through the list first. So there's the global economy, there's the macro level economy, there's a local economy, there's your internal economy, and there's the unseen economy, right? So now I want to break down what I mean by all of these different economies, right? So the global economy, when I refer to that, I'm speaking about stocks, real estate, cryptocurrency, things of that nature, where we don't have a ton of control, but if we take action on things like index funds or ETFs, we can still put our money to work, right? I used to think that if I invested in one stock, that I had the potential to lose all my money. Little did I know that there are also index funds like the S&P 500 or VOO, which will still make you money, right? So you're not investing in one company, you're investing in a portfolio of different companies, right? And it's much less risky for all of your money to disappear, right? So that's one way that you can put your money to work is investing in something like an index fund, which is related to the global economy in some capacity, right? There's also the macro level economy. So when I refer to that, that's something like a big corporate tech job, working at a startup, or something related to a business at scale, right? Something that is within your country or even a different country. I know that there are people in Europe who watch this channel too, or people in Africa. So if you're in Africa or Europe, maybe you're working for a company based in the US, right? But when it comes to the global economy and the macro economy, I think that there's a lot of things that we can't control. We can't control interest rates. We can't control how many people are hiring, right? We can't control none of that stuff, right? But there are opportunities in those spaces. There's also your locally, there's also the local community which you live in, where you might be able to see a problem that other people don't see, right? I always tell this story about this young person that I met from India who created clean water for his village, right? He noticed that nobody was coming to save them, and he created this sort of technology that had like a plastic over it, and he showed me a picture of it. But he basically he knew how to create water out of nothing. It amazed me, right? But if there is a problem in your local community, such as music programs being cut from schools, and you understand how to play the guitar, play a piano, you can start to create a side hustle for yourself for students and families who want to learn about music, right? There's your internal economy, which pertains to your innate gifts and talents. Maybe you're somebody who's a good singer, or you're super into painting, right? You're a great artist. Maybe you do murals. I don't know. But those gifts are within you. And if you're able to share them with your local community, maybe somebody might want to reach out to you. Just today, my sister in law, she was telling me about this woman who was a waitress, and she got a job at UCLA from serving this guy at the restaurant, and the guy liked her service, and he was like, yo, you want to come work admissions at the UCLA university, right? So she created an opportunity for herself just through her kindness. Right? She didn't even know that that would happen, right? But it reminded me that we all have innate gifts and talents that somebody might be looking out for, right? Great customer service. It's hard to find nowadays, right? There's also the unseen economy. So one of my favorite designers, his name is Verdi. He's a Japanese designer. And he's somebody who comes out here to LA. He's been doing this for years, but he noticed that we have a certain streetwear culture here in LA, and he took our style to Japan. And now what you see is that Japanese designers are collaborating with designers from LA, and there's this cross pollination of creativity, right? And they created their own economy in some respect through streetwear fashion, right? So, what I mean by the unseen economy is something that you're interested in through a collective that you're a part of, through your relationships, or through different interests that you have, right? And making those connections across two disparate uh, ideas or ideologies, right? Forming those connections and seeing what could be created out of a seed of an idea, right? And what I hope that you see through sharing these different economies with you is that there's always some type of opportunity out there. If the global economy and stocks are falling, right? Maybe interest rates get lowered and there are more jobs, right? In the macro level economy. If the macro level economy is not working out, maybe you can do something in your local economy. It could be Uber, it could be, teaching kids, it could be whatever. Just solve some sort of problem for the people in your community, right? There's also your internal economy. These are your innate gifts and talents that you could share with people. Um, and there's also the unseen economy. But what I've found through investing is that you can't capitalize off of any of this stuff unless you take action. And the hardest part about investing is actually being willing to fail, right? It's because there are no guarantees that something's going to work out, right? When you invest your time in searching for a job, that is a risk. It's a risk. There's always some sort of gamble because nothing is guaranteed. If you invest your time in trying to start a business in your local community, the risk is that it might fail, right? The same goes for tapping into something that's unseen and you can't see yet, right? There's a risk with everything. It's just about what risk are you willing to take, right? What risk are you willing to take? And the hardest lesson that I've learned in my career is that taking no risk at all is the riskiest thing that you can do. Because in times like this, where people are getting cut left and right, and folks are struggling to make rent or pay their mortgage, you have to have some sort of way to increase your spending power so that you can take care of yourself, but also take care of your family. So yeah, guys, I hope that this just reframes your thoughts about how you make money. um, this is something that I had to learn the hard way. Right, it took me so many years to unlearn some of the things that I saw from my mom, because she busted her ass. She really busted her ass until she was 50. And I'm finding that I'm in my mid 30s, but I have a sense of peace in some respect. Not to say that life is easy, but I do have this sort of peace where I can think about my next move rather than having to, jump to the next thing just because I have to survive. Right. So, anyways, guys, I hope that you're doing well. Stay blessed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.